Good morning, everyone. You're very welcome. Today, we'd like to welcome Adrian Foy. Adrian is the new manager in the Maldron in Portlaoise. He only recently took over the role. So you're very welcome, Adrian. I'll let you give us a little bit of background about
Morning,
the
Bernie.
hotel and how you've been getting on since the lockdown.
Thank you very much, Bernie, and yourself for the chamber for the invite today. My challenge, I suppose, happened almost immediately because I started here on the 2nd of March and basically got 4 or 5 days of normal hotel operations, and then it was fairly self-evident on the Friday what was coming down the line in the very short term. You know what I mean? So I suppose my hotel is unusual in Portlaoise, as I have remained open, and that while business levels have drastically reduced, I am with my leisure centre is currently closed, and my meetings and events areas are completely closed. We are operating rooms and a limited food and beverage service, and we're looking after basically essential workers.
Okay. And what occupancy have you with those numbers now?
From Monday to Friday, we're operating at about 50% or a little bit over it sometimes. So that is quite positive. And then our restaurant we're offering like a call and collect service, a limited food service, where the guest we have a menu at reception for them, and they pick it up when they're checking in or when they're coming back from work in the evening time, and they call down, they order the food, and then we call them back and tell them when it's ready, and they pop down to the reception, and we have an area where they go and they collect their food, and they have it in their room.
Yeah. It's been great that you've been able to offer that service to those essential workers, in the Laois locality.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I suppose we the only real offerings apart from some restaurants that are doing takeaways is probably the fast food sector, and that, you know what I mean. Yeah. And the essential workers we have staying in the hotel prefer something that little bit more home cooked, if you know that sort of thing.
Exactly. You can't live on takeaways every night.
No, most definitely not.
In terms of your staff, I'm sure you've had to lay off staff, and then what about in terms of the government schemes, the temporary wage subsidy scheme for some of the staff?
Yes.
Also?
Yeah, most absolutely. Look, unfortunately, we had to put a large number of staff, about 40 employees, out of the hotel on temporary layoff, and honestly, this government scheme has been a godsend. You know what I mean? The €350 payment, because it gives great protection to the staff when they are at home. So while we've put them out on the scheme, we have retained our management team. Okay. And that's what's running the operation of the hotel at the moment.
Okay, so you're very lucky. You're part of a much bigger group. So in terms of cash flow management, how has that been a challenge?
Yeah, look, we are part of the Laois group, and the company is in a very, very, very strong position cash flow wise. And look, it will see us through this crisis, no question. I have liaised with our central office team, and Pat McCann will be our CEO, and he has reassured us that there will be no problems going forward. So look, it is a comfort, and it is a great comfort to myself and to my team here. You know what I mean? That we will continue to operate as we are, and hopefully as the restrictions loosen, and as we get to the key dates of when we start to reopen operations, that we can start looking to take back some of our employees.
And in terms of staying connected with your employees, it sounds like you've plenty of engagement and incentives and pieces for them to keep them busy.
Yeah, like if you're looking at it, we have a system in the hotel called Alchemy, which is basically it's a payroll management system and rostering system. But during this crisis, you know what I mean, they've rolled out a function on it called Newsfeed, which is it's an amazing option for all the team. And basically what it is the management of the team, the management of the hotel here, and the central office team, it's basically like a Facebook for the staff. So they download an app on their phone, And every week I would post a GM's update, and then maybe during the week we do a quiz, and at the weekend we do some positive quotes and things like that. And our HR would be involved as well. So we're getting great engagement from it. Like we would we would have a 90% engagement from the team that are currently at home. Logging in and checking the videos and posting. You can post a comment and you can press like and things like this on it, you know. So it is very, very, very positive for them, you know.
And you also mentioned there earlier when we were chatting, you've done a good bit of engagement around raising money for charities, which again is great for motivation for the staff as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I got roped into wearing a Laois jersey. I'm one of them. So I got a lot of stick at home from Offaly, so I am my faithful county. So we did there was a lunchtime mile, which was a brainchild of the central office team, where they got all of the management teams of the hotel and the staff that were still working to do a lunchtime mile within the 2-kilometer distance. So we did it around our car park here in the hotel, and then what we did was we encouraged all of our teams that are at home to do their lunchtime mile as well. And we got them to send in pictures of them with their favorite sports jersey. So and we posted it across all our social medias and that, you know. So it was great. And it was a great engagement from the team. And then a couple of other things we you know, the Do It for Dan was a really big thing a few weeks ago, and it's great to see. It's a local family, and they actually dine here, so they do from time to time, actually guests in the hotel and stuff like that. So we took it upon ourselves, and we raised over €1,000 through a Facebook competition where we gave away a two night stay with breakfast. Then obviously Pieta House was another one that, you know, they've, with all the restrictions and everything, the walks this year has been badly curtailed. So one of our gym members, Jerry Campion, he decided to do a walk, but he did it in our gym in the leisure club, and then a 100-kilometer walk, and he raised €2,500 for Pieta House, which is it is just really incredible. Like that's €3,500 from people who are at home, you know, not working
in uncertain times.
Absolutely. It gave me definitely a very warm feeling. See our team engaging like that, you know. It's very, and the local people around Portlaoise, it really is.
Well, there's certainly a new sense of community, I think, that's come out of this, and you know, we need to make sure that we don't lose that and we build on it when we're back to normal. So absolutely. In terms of new opportunities that have kind of, you know, presented themselves during these times, what have the hotel kind of identified or doing that's new and different?
Yeah, well, I suppose, look, you have to move. You have to try and stay agile, and so we look. Our Sunday carvery here would have been very, very popular, and we would believe we got some people posting on our social media pages saying we missed the Sunday carvery. And that, so my sales and marketing said it to me. So I said, why don't we do a takeaway? Because so we've done a takeaway. We started it 2 weeks ago. Was quiet the first week, and that, but last week really took off. You know what I mean? And we're doing our thing here. Our big promotion here would have been kids eat free. You know what I mean? So we continue that for takeaway. Your main course, and if you get your one child free as well for every main course you purchase. So it's really popular, and I was delighted with the event last Sunday. And you've some great new pieces that you're bringing into the hotel to make sure the guests are safe when they do come back. New piece of technology, if you want to. Like we're looking at a broad spectrum of technologies and things like that, and you know, there will be it'll be announced fairly soon. But I suppose the big ones would be looking at really, you know, up in the ante with online check-in and express checkout. And then from a rooms perspective, we will be looking at a system where it's like a fogging system, where every room will be not sterilized, but will be sprayed with this fog, and it mists the room, and within it guarantees that within 5 minutes of the room being misted, you can clean it as normal. Then after the person finishes, the employee finishes, we spray it again, and then we close the door and we'll seal the door. So it just gives the guest that guarantee that that, you know, if they stay in a Maldron or a Clayton hotel, that, you know, that they know that every hotel has this guaranteed standard.
Yeah, right. That's incredible. And I'm sure the hotels will follow that lead. And yeah, absolutely. So in terms of then for your employees coming back to work, I'm sure you have your protocols, your return to work protocols and all those pieces.
Absolutely. We will look at, you know, we will look at all aspects of what way the employees work in the hotel and move around the hotel, and from staggered start times, staggered lunch times, staggered break times, all of this, from even down to the way of the staff clocking in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So necessarily the fingerprint mightn't be the way forward.
No.
It could be a different technology. There's been several things mentioned. So it's just we're in a different space now, and we have to look at things a little bit differently now. And with our central office team, we have a very good, strong IT and a health and safety sector in our hotel, in our central office. So the guys are looking at everything, and they give us loads of feedback, and we give feedback to them on it.
And you were saying for the staff working remotely, those central office are available to them all the time, which is really.
It's you know, I am very lucky, and we're very lucky to be part of this group, you know what I mean? Because like, basically you have someone available to you 24/7 if you're unsure of anything, you know. And all of my my HODs that are still working here, they would have a direct contact to central office that is working remotely, that they can contact at any time.
Well, look, it's great to hear all your plans, and certainly being part of a big group has been very beneficial for all these systems and processes coming in. And I'm really looking forward to holding another event in the hotel at some point, whenever that's going to be, whether it's a social distancing event or later next year. We'll have to just wait and see the way things pan out. But it was great to chat with you today. I hadn't met you before, so it's as you say, nice to put a name to a face. And for the members who probably definitely haven't met you either, because you're only in the job a wet week, it's great to have a chat, and best of luck for the reopening to the general public of the hotel. And thanks very much for taking time today to talk to us.
Thank you, Bernie. Stay safe. Chat soon.